Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, Hildibrand Returns, or Reborn, or I completely lost it there. In the last part, we faced off against Ultros and Typhon, and now it's time for Shaves, Isilda. So we need to crack this Phantom Thief case. I was wondering when you'd show up, Arya. I hope you haven't made any plans for the day, because we've got a situation on our hands. Remember our good friend the Phantom Thief? Well, it seems he's decided to branch out from burglary to cold-blooded murder. Rumors have believed he's claimed 3 victims already, all influential members of Uldan society. Mr. Manyfaces has been kind enough to leave one of his signature calling cards at every scene, leaving no doubt it's the identity of the murderer. The message is always the same. The weight of 5 corpses will bring the scales of justice to balance. More riddles. Not that you'll hear me complaining, though. The only thing my readers like more than a good mystery is a good murder mystery. Ever since the story broke, the Mithril Eye's been selling like Pond's cakes. The only rub is it's left me no time to look into the thief's last message. Until now, that is. Shall we, Arya? The hidden treasure of Uldan, was it? If there's anyone who can shed some light on this, do you know who? To Sun Silk Tapestries! Oh, Lymond. Well, now, being my favorite venturer and my favorite Mithril reporter along with her. Tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? I see. As much as I'd like to help the 2 lovely ladies, I'm afraid you found old Wyman at a loss. Uldan has more than its fair share of treasures, hidden and otherwise. I reckon our phantom friend could be after just about any of them. I can tell you this much, though. Whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's got the Sultan sworn in a right dither. Word has it they formed a regiment of their very best and brightest to safeguard the royal vaults from this very threat. The Sultan sworn aren't like to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, Arya. I'd say it's time we paid a visit to the heart of the sworn. I almost said swarm. Oi, hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the winner in top, but you may want to think twice before getting yourself involved in this. A man in my business develops a nose for danger, and this time the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I am ready for whatever dangers lie ahead. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, Maria. Time is of the essence. Alright, so this is what, by the Alchemist Guild? Yeah. Alchemist Guild. Halt! Only authorized personnel are allowed in. Thought buggered me the broadswords. It's the gentleman of Light's adventure and companion and that catty but cute reporter from the Mithril Eye. Well, if it's in the same self-styled warrior of light, tell me, what tall tales did you spin to the Sultan's War recruiter to land yourself in this position? Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Seeing that gentleman of light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me to the depths of me soul. I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm just like my hero master Hildibrand. Sultan's War were impressed with my commitment and my sword arm. They gladly welcomed me into their ranks. Wait, don't tell me. You've come to assist Master Hildibrand in his investigation, haven't you? Car, why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I could do to help the 2 ladies who united me with my role model. You'll be wanting to speak with Phyllis. She's one of the Sworn's best, and something of a history buff, it seemed. When she heard the thief was targeting the 4 wrecks of Babadia, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation. If anyone has the information you're looking for, it be her. Wait here while I get her. I can trust you not to touch anything, A pleasure to meet you, Phyllis. My name is Ellie from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're researching the Phantom Thief case and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie. If I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here one Arya Ariana, yes? You know Arya? As any regular reader of the Mithril, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the Inspector, too, will also welcome a helping hand. The Sultan's sworn the elite of Ul'dah's elite. I can only hope they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Inspector Beardian, always one step ahead of us. Miss Elliot, Arya, a moment, if you would. Right there. Very good. Now face me, and don't move an ill. Inspector, was that your... Demasking dust, a formula of my own devising that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguises. Analyzing the mask left behind the Vespered Bay, I was able to identify its composition and then synthesize a counteragent that would dissolve the disguise whilst leaving the wearer's face intact. In the event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. Brilliant! Inspector the Phantom Thief pulled the wool over our eyes for the last time. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan's Sworn at our disposal, we were only able to produce a limited supply. I see. Well, it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? A hidden treasure of Ul'dah, the last of the 4 relics of Ba'adia. I fear not. I've poured it through the histories time and time again, but the only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference in an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope fades to despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Legend goes on to describe 4 sacred artifacts, each one possessed by these 4 Ba'adian heroes, but makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. 3 times we have tried to identify the thief's targets, and 3 times he has fooled us by making up with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play to the thief's strengths. All artifacts of Ba'adian origin have been sealed within the royal vault, and a regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. I furnished all the guards with a supply of demasking dust and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. The Black Guard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone his treasures within. You have our word, my lady. But there are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. The Sultan's Sworn have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we have been far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We were most grateful for any assistance you could offer. Our lady asks. The gentleman answers. Cast all worry from your heart, my lady. Hildibrand, Angel of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. This must be the demasking dust is the talk of the palace. But you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. A shame that... Inspector Hildibrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. The killer has claimed 3 victims thus far. The head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the 3. Oh, will this prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. What a method of killing. Conked over the head with a cudgel, got it with a greatsword, strangled with a subtle guard mayhap? I'm afraid we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the death of 2 more even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Understood, my lady. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. My realm renowned powers of deduction are more than up to the task. What is going on with Beardian's air? I will see this burglar returned, butcher delivered to justice. Your presence is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildibrand. Friends, please take this demasking desk with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use. It's just kind of going on all over there. Just funky lighting. Come to accompany me on yet another case, friend. I like your gusto, but if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role's already been filled most ably. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of his admirers. I shall henceforth name you thusly Arya, my ever-loyal associate. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My questioning about the palace has revealed that the scholar's body was thought not far from 80 sins of Sazamo. Even the most circumspect of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let us be off. Pray alert me should you see anyone suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. We must put Miss Phyllis's demasking desk to good use. So where are we going? Oh, literally just right outside, apparently, in the west. Got it. Flowers? Yes, it is all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist who is, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares. Just what do you think you're doing, eh? I'm the one who put those flowers there, eh? To honor the memory of me poor boy. You dare defile his memory, eh? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary. Swear to you on my own dear mother's name that your son's killer will be brought to justice. As I was just saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... leave this place! Run away while you still can! Run far, far away! Run! Or I'm turning you into a zombie, just like my poor, poor boy! A living person turned into a zombie? Nonsense. Not nonsense, my boy. History! Or have you not heard of the horrors of Silda? Iolda, sibling nation against which we waged war centuries ago. Much blood was shed by both sides. I speak of far greater horrors than death, an unholy drought, bereaved by Silda and our alchemist, one with the power to turn the living to the undead, that his nation might command an army of mindless, doubtless soldiers, the traitors spurn. I turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through. But you won't hear that from the Sultan's war. Thou alone knows why, but they whisked the body away before I could so much as pay me last respects. The traitor spurn? I'd heard the stories, but never thought them true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing, just who are we dealing with here? I'm still done, I'm sure of it. I only so done would know the recipe. But the last remnants of Silda died 4 centuries ago, you say? Oh, they did! He calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does, but does it ever occur to you that he might be honest to God's phantom? I heard the tale from my own great-great-grandma, I did, about the 4 rocks of idea and the powers they hold, the power to exact justice. Inspector of Silda, I was returned to wreak vengeance on us. Woe, woe unto us all. Have the 4 words of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you become a traitor like your father, if only you kept your nose out of those history books and never so much prayed the accursed name of Silda. But you did. Now we're doomed. Doomed! Doomed! The bleeding Horson's here somewhere. I can feel it in me follicles. The most potent hair tonic the room has seen. Ah, that was it. For all of a fortnight, a 4 of my flowing locks fell out all over again. just as I was chatting up a lovely young lass at the quicksand, just a twisting off an extra mountebank, Charlatan. I'll find that so-called inspector in the sorry band and pull every last strand of hair from their bleeding skulls. Sibling strife. It's all becoming clear to me now. That dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I had suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away its rotting flesh, Hildibrand, Angel of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. Open your ears and feast your minds on the fruits of my flawless seduction. Ahem. Our phantom thief is a phantom indeed, a wayward spirit caught between the realm of the living and dead for nigh on centuries since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate this tortured soul that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. But what is the true nature of the spectre's grievances? Without this knowledge, seriously, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. Let's begin our search of the Thaumaturge's Guild. Doubtless its homes there will contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge of Silda might serve us well. Go research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. You can count on me, Inspector Briardian. Whatever knowledge is to be gleaned at the guild, I shall not escape my inspector's eye. Alright. Guess we gotta go investigate. Gods be God, you the adventurers saved me back at the ruins! Researching the ancient field between Ul'dah and Silda, are you? Why, I'm pleased to say I have more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go back further still to the birth of their mother nation, Balladia. The 5th Astral Era was an age of untold wonder when the arcane arts burgeoned and the great civilizations commanded such power. Seriously, this is getting annoying. The commanded such powers flourished. This age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power bred avarice, and avarice bred resentment. It culminated in the War of the Magi, which brought the great floods of the 6th Umbral Era calamity, which in turn swallowed once proud nations and left a battered wasteland in its wake. Mages were reviled and persecuted for having caused this catastrophe. Getting really annoying. With many forced to leave their homes or face death, it was a small band of those survivors that found their way to Thanalan, where they would have found the nation of Balladia some 8 centuries ago. Imagine the government of mages, by mages, and for mages. What wonders might have been wrought had Balladian civilization survived to this very day. Alas, this was not to be. You don't say. It's not every day someone comes to our halls to research Silda. As a fellow student of history, though, I more than welcome the conversation. Balladean civilization flourished in relative peace until twin sons were born to the royal family. The two were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and their father passed, each one claimed that he was the rightful heir to the throne. With another son willing to relinquish his claim. Why am I yawning? I really don't know. They agreed to split their kingdom in two, forming the twin nations of Ul'dah and Silda. But not unlike the two proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. Ahem. Greetings, traveler. You will learn of the war between Ul'dah and the fallen Sultan of Silda. It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. The two city-states coexisted for several generations until a bad blood between them boiled over, culminating in outright war. As you might deduce from the present state of affairs, Ul'dah emerged victorious, leaving its once proud sibling nation in smoldering ruins. As the histories tell it, the battle Battles fought between the sister nations were the stuff of nightmares. In a desperate attempt to overcome Ul'dah's superior numbers, Silda and the alchemist devised the most horrific stratagem, employing a frightful formula known as the traitor's burn. They brought their fallen warriors back as undead soldiers. Some theories have it that they even employed the potion on those of the living who were too weak or wounded to fight. It shivers up the spine just thinking about it now. It is truly a crowning glory of our fair nation that our forebears were able to emerge victorious against these horrors. What's that you say? You seek knowledge of the bad blood between Ul'dah and Silda? I suppose I can spare a moment or two, but take good notes. I'm not fond of repeating myself. 2 scales, 1 gold, 1 silver. The gold of Ul'dah weighing the prosperity and power of the silver of Silda, weighing knowledge and power. But the power sought by the 2 nations differ greatly. Yes, greatly indeed. The power wrought by Ul'dah and prosperity was that of justice and good, while the power wrought by the Silda and knowledge was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip the living soul of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. On this matter, the histories are clear. But riddle me this, friend. Who writes the histories, and what does this say of the words writ within? Yes, truth can be elusive and fickle as the shifting sands. As one example, did you know that in the war against Silda, Ul'dah and Amajah warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not. Neither did I until I encountered a fated passage into ancient texts buried deep in our archives. And yet, in histories read by the populace, you'll see no mention of this most fascinating fact. Might it be that someone, at some time, deemed this particular truth less than convenient? But I've said enough already. Loyal associate, tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? Indeed, as it happens, I have learned much the same. Let's take a moment to review and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession devised the great civilization of Badia, giving rise to sibling nations of Ul'dah and Silda. The 2 nations coexist for some generations until ill blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ul'dah's superior military might, Silda employs their advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our phantom thief is the descendant of Doom and Silda, who seeks vengeance against those who reduce his countrymen to slavering zombies. To pacify his own soul and send them peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sildan statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has wrought. A brilliant plan! Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig the statesman out of his grave yourself? Leaving aside this nonsense, spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our chorus shares some link to Silda. His garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen sultanate. The Sildan connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge and Baladin relics our thief clearly possesses. But whether the murder victims, what common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary? Few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had the most frightened air about him. Wait, yes, it's coming to me. Of course! My keen investigator sentences ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Miss Ellie, who is this man and where might we find him? Our sources identify the man as Gugaria, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall I pay him a visit? Also, don't mind the PS4 in the background. Yeah. Husband's playing a game that makes the fan go bonkers a little bit. Yes, if you've got business, make it quick. My time's too otherwise chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter for the Mithrai. Never blinking, all seeing. You know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with a few questions. Was it for love or money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces. Me? A thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time or patience for this mummer. Now, excuse me, an important client awaits. I thought I recognized that voice. Lady Geralda, well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs this very evening. Oh, why, I live here, you ham-headed halfwit. Inspector Briardian. This is an unexpected pleasure. Do you have some business with my associate here, pray tell? Gugaria, we can discuss business after. Pray lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever his assistance he requires. Lady Dorella, what about... Ah yes, my dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Eshlaim's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or shall I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Ul'dah myself? I'll say it just once more, Gugaria. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, help me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. Alright, I'll tell you what I know. But you didn't hear it from me, got it? Let's look into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief's got himself some of that zombie dust the traitor spurned, was it? And his cards speak of 5 victims. It got me to thinking. So there, 5 victims, the arbiter's of truth. There was a truth. I'm not familiar with that name. If you would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate you see working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Ul'dah conflict from reaching the ears of folks like you and me. False knowledge? Pray tell, what sort of knowledge might that be? Those balls don't make me say no more. I've got a family to feed. Very well, just tell us one last thing. Who hired you, and where can we find him? Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Lemson with his 5 fast sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes at the airship dock. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. Remember, you didn't hear none of this from me? This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's true identities. Now, don't ask me how that all works, but Hob's got high-ranking friends in the brass place. Once he heard the victims had all been zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Thank you very much, but kind sir. Once again, the ancient Mandeville art of parley has prepared for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let's seek out this hot fellow and see what he can share with us. And let's hurry. The man's life is in danger, even as we speak. I agree. Alright, up to Vesper Bay. What? Went too far. Went too far. Beep, beep. Turn around. Master Hob, is everything quite alright? No, stand back, Ellie! Hunger, I hunger for your breads. Damn, there's no saving the man. Arya, do what you must. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tell me this particular shade agrees unmistakably at that of the undead. So soon we were a few moments late to the scene. A message. And then there was one. There it is again. Is something the matter, Inspector? Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the phantom thief, I've had this fleeting a sense that something is following us, watching us. The thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Phyllis. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. I, too, had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let's meet up again after. I'll see what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. You will do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. These streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Inspector, I'll go with her. If you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave. But pray be wary, not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite a temper, as we both know. Miss Ellie, there is something I must tell you when this case is over. Be safe and promise me that you will not attempt anything rash, as you did that time when the fiend took aim at my own life. Your life, I coasted also. Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? I'll be careful. I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me. A secret vow. Oh, consider my interest piqued as well. Good, Inspector. Now let's be off. Miss Phyllis awaits our report. So I assume this means back to the Alchemist Guild? Yes. A fourth victim? Thou have mercy. Are you able to gain an odd connection to the other victims? The Arbiters of Truth? No, it can't be. Somebody help! Miss Ellie? The voice came from the direction of the vault. You must hurry! Miss Ellie, are you hurt? Man, I only thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew it, what was happening, he was upon me. I could only... Bash's brains would conveniently place a bottle of mead, it would seem. Ha! Remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Nashu not with you? She saw a figure lurking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her. This man wears the armor of a Sultan-sworn squire, yet his face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss. The thief of many faces? To think we would find our man like this! Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious seductions and the lady's pugilistic puissance, I declare this case closed. I return the statue to you, Miss Phyllis. Whilst the gesture was appreciated, in the end it proves superfluous to my cracking of the case. Well, you're happy. Is there anything else of immense value that you'd like to wantonly destroy? What is the meaning of this? Ingenious. A double disguise planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This was Guigu, one of my most capable men. I signed him to guard the vault and outfit him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It is inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask? Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie. No, that's impossible. Of course, it all makes perfect sense. The thief to think for her burgeoning readership and rise through the ranks of the mithril eye, Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus she hatched a plan to... My lady, the vault has been breached. The wise man's whisper. It's gone. For her foul crimes against the soul, and I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye, the thief of many faces, an enemy of the state. Deploy all troops and do not rest until she is in custody. And now the game is truly afoot. What is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? And just as we were about to make our triumphant return, isn't that so, Enkidu? Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie! That shadow you said you saw, I think it was just a dormouse. To think he literally stumbled face first onto the second mask, his good fortune truly knows no end. But not to worry. Yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve. Beneath the mask. My ever-loyal associate, we must find Miss Ellie, and quickly. Surely if confronted by her constant companion, she can still be convinced to abandon this fool plan. Oh, Miss Phyllis, I thought you had already departed in the company of your men, but all for the better. Shall we conduct the search together? I fear that would only put them at greater risk. You see, the fifth and final member of the Arbiters of Truth, the Phantom Thief's final target, is none other than... Hildibrand Mentor? Me. Mind you, it is not a role I sought of my own accord. My name and my passion for history are somewhat well known in the Sultanate. One day I received an anonymous letter stating that a position in the committee had opened and that I had been chosen to fill it. The letter went on to enumerate my duties to prevent the spread of historical lies, so it's all in the name of our illustrious nation. As a high-ranking officer in the Sultan's War, I was deemed to be in a particularly unique position to serve as an arbiter. I knew that there were other members of the organization, but was told nothing of their names or identities. To think that my unknown compatriots were the victims all along. I cannot put any more lives in danger. I will sequester myself in a place where my presence can cause no harm, till such time as the killer is apprehended. Your concern for our well-being is most touching, Miss Phyllis, but there is no need for such caution. As a seasoned inspector, I am more than capable of protecting a lady in distress, and as a gentleman, that is exactly what I shall do. My associates here also stand at your side. Speaking of which, has anyone seen my loyal assistant? Inspector, over here! Oh, there you are, Nashu. You really shouldn't run off on your own like that. I was worried sick about you. I'm sorry, Inspector. Miss Ellie said she saw somebody in the shadows, so I went to take a look. Now, there wasn't anything there but a dormouse, but it was a really cute dormouse, you see? Just goes squeaking and scurrying away, and I just... Pardon me for a moment. Nashu, yes, my Inspector's sense speaks to me. Someone is watching us, Arya. Let's split up and canvass our surroundings. Water-stained letter. Water-stained letter lies conspicuously on the floor. Be wary and be warned. Another one. Trust no one, and your friends all the less. Another one. This will avail you well. Use it wisely. You take a sachet of demasking dust. In the next instant, you feel an intimidating presence behind you. Oh, if this isn't my beloved son's staunch companion, the mighty Arya. I was in the area on a matter of business, which I curtailed when I felt a suspicious presence from the shadows pursuing it led me here. Yep, it is the same for you. Oh, so your pursuit of the thief in many faces has taken quite the unexpected turn, and now you have come upon a series of anonymous letters? Mayhap our watch to the shadows is a friend, or is this but another trap laid by the fiend? Yes, the plot thickens like a dollop of salamander oil. In either event, I dare say circumstances call for utmost caution. The thief could be anywhere or anyone. My subject excluded, of course. No mere mask could replicate the physique of this Manderville man. That's it. I fear my dear Hildy may be in a bit over his head this time. Let me assist in your investigation. Were anything to happen to Hildibrand, his dear mother would be, not pleased. Alright, let's go speak with Godbert. The Sunner speaks true. The villain even now lurks within our midst. And yet we have but a single sachet of demasking dust at our disposal. Let's identify the imposter with beyond reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the players better than I, Arya. What say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught seems amiss? Dr. Riardian told me all about it. Who the thunk Miss Ellie was a phantom thief all this time? She sure fooled me. Doomed to share the same fate as the others? I'd sooner die than become one of those things. Miss Ellie is the phantom thief. It is the only logical conclusion, yet I can't help feel that another truth still evades us. Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say. It stands to reason. The fiend would take no such risk if he were not utterly confident that he could pull off the ruse. Curses, this one's not half the fool his son is. I must elude him, and quickly. Time is of the essence. I question the souls born outside. To a man, they insist they have seen not a Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Oh, Father, what brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now, if you would kindly stand still and shut up. The fiend already stands among us. Inspector Briardian, I hope you are not doubting me. Well, I'm quite convinced that even the master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy. The fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at so many new identities. An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Arya found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or two lying about, would there? What remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not, they should be reporting back within the bell's time. Time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll wiggle my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be. I fear that it is more time than we can afford, Miss Phyllis. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. If, as Miss Elliot, the only passing interactions with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from consideration. I'll use myself, Nashu, and Arya here. Nashu and I in particular have had a close and extended relationship with our suspect. She'll begin by questioning my own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. Well, it's time for this overstuffed buffoon to start talking sense. Ask me something, anything too obscure, my cover's as good as blown. My relationship with Nashu was so close, I dare say at times it was as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever loyal assistant, she would have no trouble completing my thoughts. I'm a Manderville. Man! Doing only with a Manderville? Can! From the peaks of Querthus to Thanalan, Manderville? Men, you're the best inspector! Perfect score! You may rest easy, dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, indubitably the true Nashu. I've never loved you more than now, you marvelous muttonhead, you. Nashu, is something the matter? Just because you picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Wrinkles! Wrinkles! Look who's talking, you crusty, pretentious old... Genius Inspector? Sure, there's that Miss Ellie. Miss Ellie, you look somehow different. Truth untold. So what the hell is done by a muscle-bound mutton and his motley troop of mummers? Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, and yet... Consulting Inspector Briardian, once again you fail to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course we resemble each other, Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, and my eminently capable partner in crime. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You may call me Cece. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite alright? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. But we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sildon aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find two sisters behind the mask. Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encounter the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show. Oh, and those priceless relics was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, why you could never have risen to these heights of celebrity. Miss Cece, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes? Justice! 400 years ago, Old Don Dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies, long-lasting powers that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Wait, did the history say there was Solda that turned our own men into zombies? The histories lie, and you work from the shadows silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. was Ulda that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. What is this madness you speak, woman? Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Uldan army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. I say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell, the truth that the still-eyed sultan swore I would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanalan. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh, yes. Before long, you and everyone else in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. Just what do you mean by that? Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel, waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. But they will see soon enough when they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, the band of final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Uldan vault, hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened by assembling 4 secret relics from Belladea. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace sealed up before the Uldan dogs stole them and reclaimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Oh, sure, I thought I dealt with this. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren you were there when the zombie powder raid down on Ulda. Oh wait, you all be dead! Preposterous! But first, you, my dear. You will not even have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland, but your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies. I think not, Missy C. Hildibrand! You idiot! Just for once, could you not get in the way? God, Bert Vanderbilt, I can't even trust your sorry arse to look after him for a day! I know it! The person watching us over us from the shadows. It was you, my dear wife! I understand you are Hildibrand's mother? Aye, this is more like it. Hand to hand, skill to skill it. Isn't enough to send the warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Arya. The time of our final confrontation is nigh. Propose for brains, you overstuffed buffoon. My beloved boy has been turned to a stinking corpse, if you hadn't bloody noticed. You, Arya or something, was it? Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. My dear boy has had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I can come on a bit too strong at times. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry arse husband here. And look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? my very facet smile. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him. He's green. Fortunately, there's still 10 reverse zombie cars, and I know just the remedy: a vial of holy water. The ingredients are simple: a tether of oversoul rags and a vial of twice distilled water. Send goat at the market stocks. The former and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Guest. No hurry, once the poison spreads through out of his veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, we'll search for the bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Nashio is still alive. Ouch! Not smart, so you gads, Hildy. You're looking none too hard at yourself. No thanks to you, you bumbling elf. Now are you going to accompany Arya here and make yourself useful, or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? But of course, my lady. Gilgamesh is ever at your service. And Goat Hunters, what is it? Come now, Arya. There is work to be done. Alright. Let's see here. Best way to go with this, I guess this way. Oversoul regs, you say? I fear that I have only a single tather left in stock and it's already been spoken for. But, my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance. I sympathize with your plight, friend, but the man has to make a living. Then promise a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags, unless you can offer me the same. No deal. Expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere the moment's notice? Well, look who we have here, if it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slipping of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. This chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to a share. My lady, you are far too kind. Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildibrand and Arya here, I'd still be tag teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. I'm a woman who pays her debts. Thanks. That'll take me if it wasn't a villa for the Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I'm proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. Well, I have half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. A kind sentiment, my good man, but we are more than happy to uphold our end of the side of the bargain, aren't we, Arya? With this, our task here is done. Well, let's find this trader named Guest. So, where are we looking? Way back up there, of course. Of course. The blundering Manderville boy is on his last legs, and you need something of mine to save him, you say? Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Most bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gill for every purchase. The family line ended today. I'd be a happier and wealthier man. And now, I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents. Have you not a shred of honor and compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man is on death's doorstep. After the events of the day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget, but it matters not to me. No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, my lady, may I have the stance? lovely surprise. Are you here for the ball, perchance? Heavens! The poor inspector! While visiting the lapis maiden in the flesh, would say you bid farewell to preening fops and scruffy adventures and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty. Why, it would be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. Provided you first provide my good friend Arya with the bottle of twice distilled water that she seeks. And it all comes together. You know this one? If that is the price you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gil anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Arabella? I knew Hildy to be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many. Clearly his realm will deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Arya! Let's deliver these goods while there is still time to save them. I trust the two of you wouldn't dare to come back empty-handed. No, ma'am. No. No, not us. Bloody brilliant! I'd take you for my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Now, stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking. Oh, you bloody bugger, guide my skillet. That should stop his bread. Now it's up to Hildy the Flesh what's left out of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fat left in him. Look who I found! She was slumbering obliviously in this rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Boy, did that not feel great. Yes, I'm sure it did. Arya, word has it that Ellie has been sighted in the Sylvan ruins. We must go there with all haste. You have done well to buy my dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? The future of Ul'dah is at stake. Arya, my strength is yours as well, for Ul'dah, and for our friend Hildy. You remind me of my husband. What with you having more muscles and sense, if you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting off zombification. Let's see, I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. I'm a word, not it. Yes, my lady. Saying, Kido, the burden we bear simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Arya. That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect Arya and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable allegiance of friends, tried and true. But alas, not I, no. Only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels, but you will never be Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my friend, were you here with me, even Arya could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words and return to my side. Enkidu, do you hear me? Enkidu! Egads, what was that flash from the heavens and nearly blinded me? And, what? The crystals? Where have they gone? Fancy meeting you here, old friend. That voice, could it be? My faithful companion! Why must you always make me wait so? He just summoned. Just summoned Enkidu. Her last vow. What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moonsick man digging around at the Silda excavation site with a mindset and turning Ul'dah into the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildy is most touching, but don't you worry. Mommy dearest isn't gonna let her beloved son kick the bucket that easily. So, this actually means we're going over there. As I almost autopilot the wrong direction. We've managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet, no matter how many times we try to reach out to her, she refuses to do so much as answer. Needless to say, we consider physically incapacitating her, but that crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair. It's filled to the brim with the trailer spur. One misstep and the consequences could be dire indeed. You're our only hope, Arya. Even in her single-minded rage, surely the time you spent together must still count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth to where your voice may be heard and call out your friend's name. I beg of you, Arya. Surely if anyone can convince a woman to abandon her madness, it is you. With a chat button say, use your keyboard or the software keyboard to call out Ellie and convince your erstwhile friend and companion to listen to reason. So yeah, this is a thing they do. Having to do stuff and say, they use it way too much, I swear. So, it can contain anything as long as it has the exact spelling that they told us to have. So the Ellie! It's very picky like that. Arya, I suggest you leave this place while you still can. Bear you no grudge, but should you do so much as think of interfering, I will not hesitate to turn you into a zombie too. So it was you after all. Consider me disappointed. Your sister Cece is already in custody. Surrender now, I'll see that no harm befalls her. How little you understand us, Inspector. Then again, how could one born into a life of power and privilege ever hope to understand? Cece and I have no family, no friends, no fortune, nothing. Two sisters against the world, with only our quest for justice to give us speedy. Let go, we made a vow. Should the worst happen, our mission takes priority over all. Yes, over our own wretched lives. Do you see now? Anything I might have once had to lose, I lost long ago. Now stand down or suffer the same fate as the old Dawn dogs you would offend. Ellie, stop this madness! I'm sorry, Inspector. Too many of them. Yeah, all in a good day's work for Manderville, man! Something, something, something. I can pull it up. And now, it's Helmer time! You only delay the inevitable. I have an entire legion of the undead at my beck and call. Face it, it's only with Inspector Hildibrand's ridiculous good fortune that you've made it this far. It's as good as 6 foams under. Be forewarned, girl. Know that I speak from experience when I say underestimate Hildy, and you do so at your own peril. I'm afraid you underestimate me as well. No mere splash of holy water can stave off the effects of the traitor's burn. I fear the good inspector's luck has finally run out. Those balls, is there no end to them? I'm not liking our chances. Greg, was it? It's a shame to lose you, Arya. Warrior of light that you are, you might yet have served one last purpose for us. Go forth, my zombie minions! When darkness falls and hope faces despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. Bugger me with a broadsword in my eyes to be believed? That pose. No, these are not 4 warriors of light that I see. They are 4 gentlemen of light. Oh, my good man, Hildibrand, into the inquiry Inspector Extraordinaire has made his triumphant return. Did you miss me? Aye, we meet again, girl. Tell me you got my snowball tonic, or I'll fashion myself a wig from your lovely locks after I've rubbed them clean from your bloody head. Hello there, Miss Eleazar. Cor, you're looking absolutely resplendent today. Impossible! The holy water couldn't have cured him. It didn't. Fortunately, our overlord spent quite some time building up an immunity to the zombie powder. And when we heard that Master Hildibrand was at risk of joining the actual dead, we knew we had to take action. Immunity to... I'm just going to pretend that makes any kind of sense. The game is up, Miss Ellie. Pray abandon this madness. Besides, plots of mass murder hardly suit a lady like yourself. It's over. It's all over. Inspector Briardian, you said there was something you would tell me when all was through. I imagine you have no words for me now. Ellie, your powers of deduction are wanting. You said that you had lost everything and everyone you had to lose, did you not? As for me, I found something. Someone with whom I intend never to part. I care not if it takes years, even decades. When you emerge from your gaol cell a free woman, I will be there. What say you? Miss Ellie, while the crimes perpetrated by you and your sister are unpardonable, you are far from the only ones guilty. On behalf of the Syndicate, I offer my apologies for the false aspersions cast upon your ancestors. You said that the nation of Ulda was built on lies. Seeing what I have seen today, I cannot deny your words. It will not be an easy task to rewrite, nay, restore history, but know this. Do everything in my power to bring the truth to the fore. Are we not forgetting someone here? And by someone, I mean me! If you're quite done playing Cloak and Dagger, I require Arya's presence for a matter of far greater importance. The time of our too long delayed confrontation is nigh. Why the long face, friend? But mayhap this will have you singing a happier tune? Could it be the Treaty Blade? The true one at that. None other. I have not the slightest intention of parting with it, save to the one who would defeat me in single combat. But I misspeak. It will not be single combat this time. Is that my cue, old friend? God be merciful! Was that abomination? Some new breed of Voidson? Abomination? I'll thank you to address my companion with courtesy, girl! But 'twas the most curious thing. There I was, hauling a crate full of crystals for Hildy's mother, and thinking how much better things would be if my dear friend Enkidu were here. Then came a flash from the heavens, and next thing I knew, there she was. By the gods, it makes perfect sense. Doubtless the crystals heard Greg's heartfelt plea, summoning forth his friend, nay, no mere friend, but rather the primal Enkidu. And the world has now completely and utterly ceased to be bound by the laws of logic. Arya, you may have bested me in the past, but facing the two of us together will not prove so easy a task. Yet, I trust you will not shirk from the challenge. Enkidu and I shall await you at Amdapor Keep. "'Tis a ways from here, but what better venue for our climatic confrontation? If you would claim the Treaty Blade, then claim it from me as a warrior. To the skies, Enkidu, to the skies!" 2 against 1? That's not very gentlemanly of you, Greg. Come, Arya, to Amdapor! This is a grave development indeed. To think the one man could summon a primal on his own. I must send words to Scions at once. About that. About the summoning Scions. Oh, but of course, I nearly forgot me, the warrior of light in our very midst. Please, Arya, you are our only hope to slay the primal and reclaim the blade. So, I need to go to Amdapor Keep, but first, I'm gonna check on something here. We have an A-ring! Chilling out. Hello, Sabotendo Ballerina. Wow, God. Oh, jeez. Ow. My face. That hurt. Ow, that hurts. I was supposed to split amongst a bunch of people, not two. Luckily, I can survive it. Ow, my face. Okay. Let's go to Amgupor Keep now. Oh, this looks familiar. Is that you, Arya? Pray, forgive me. I was riding Craig's trail when I encountered a subterranean curiosity that demanded my immediate attention. I completed my investigation forthwith. But in the meantime, might I trouble you to entertain Greg and his primal friend in my stead? Together, we will reclaim the treaty blade from that knave. Arya, yeah. Yes, just go on ahead. I'll be along directly. Battle in the Big Keep is now accessible. So yeah, we have to face Gilgamesh again because you know we had to do the rematch. I'm gonna do something about this yawning real quick before I kill. Always the freaking healer. Always the healer. At long last, we meet again on the battlefield. I dare say you shall come to enjoy our tussles as much as I. You, however, might not find this one so enjoyable, unless you enjoy getting kind of senseless. Ha! Alright, so we have both Gilgamesh and Enkidu here. We are going to want to focus on Enkidu. Ideally, the second tank is going to take Gilgamesh, and I'm going to lag here. Yeah, so we want to focus on Enkidu, and let the off-tank deal with Gilgamesh. Ow, it hurts, Master! Your master wants to sucker! That's part of why, is because Enkidu will just, well, heal. So, he is going to mini some people, and they are going to be tethered together. To clear this mini, the two of them will need to run together. That's a... No, looks like that was actually just a mini from people getting hit by a thing. Not the mini I'm thinking of. So... I mean, this is okay so far. Gilgamesh is being a bit of a mess, as it usually is. Yeah, the off-tank isn't even tanking it. Because... yeah. What the heck? Where are my mechanics? There's like a bunch of mechanics that just kinda didn't happen there. Kidu, are the bonds of our friendship so fragile? So, yeah, there's like a bunch of mechanics, and you can turn into chickens, and you have to, and there'll be the little whirlwinds on the ground again. You have to run into those as a chicken to pop them. You take very little damage. Me, run away, ha! I was been seeking out a more suitable spot to celebrate our victory. And now we fight like men and ladies who dress like men. It's transmogrifying time! Yeah, so there's like, and there's like also the tether thing, where if you have to run together with your tether partner to break the mini, and yeah, the mice warriors, ever the gracie Arzia stands before you, by which I mean I, Gilgamesh. Prepare yourself! And then he'll also like target a random chicken, or Kilo target a random chicken with a missile, which does a lot of damage. Uses your HP to super, super low, and I'm actually amazed they waited. Actually amazed they waited. So, Gilgamesh! This is our proper Gilgamesh fight, I guess you could say. You'll get no credit from me this time! Hatsi! He also knows he has a couple more weapons. This is the Gilgamesh we know. So basically, we here... We need to go ahead and avoid... That's a skill, we'll give you that. Gilgamesh has only just begun to fight. So it's going to do this little weavy pattern here on the ground. And you need to not get hit, or otherwise you take a bunch of damage. And he's going to enchain a random healer. The Gilgamesh needs to be far away from whoever is enchained. Not like this. Not like this. Because Gilgamesh is close to the chain is bigger and has more defense. His Buster, Tank Buster, is a multi-hit move. Very impressive. I too shall fight with all my strength. General AoE here across the entire arena. And, someone just woke the dragon. He's gonna summon these dragons' heads. You need to take care of each of these. There's 4 of them. They'll go around, they'll do a bunch of stuff. And he'll also do this little pink-looking AoE. So we want to not get hit by that. Fortunately, this part is super annoying as a melee. Alright, so he's pulling out some purple orbs. These are going to do an outer pattern and then an inner pattern. So you need to pay attention to which ones appear first. I have a feeling that not all the melee are fighting the dragons, even though they really need to be, because I think if they stay around too long, they just do a group-wide attack. Gilgamesh is going to do this for a Downson! That's the Tank Buster. And that's really the basics of Gilgamesh. Just come around. Oh, he does a jump, which is an area attack on whoever he targets. Mass immune and the charge. My Gilgamesh will not be defeated. I just kind of was unfortunate to be in the way of both of those. Now he's going to start chaining things together. We've got that, the area-wide AoE, and then the pinky AoE. I don't know what else to call it, okay? It's a pink AoE. I've just been debating using shoulder tackle, too. I might be able to get now for something truly shocking. So again, the outer, and then the inner, and of course, someone else. Limit breaks. Now I was waiting, but no. Yeah, you can target Gilgamesh all you want. Expository banter. To think that my full complement of arms would avail me not. No more hijinks from Gilgamesh. You have my word. The tree blaze too, I shall return just as soon as I remember where I hid it. Anyway, I yield to your unparalleled puissance. Spare my magnificence. Something. And that's Battle in the Big Keep. A little bit more involved than the original one. And I didn't even win the minion! I had one other person to roll against and I didn't win the minion. Ha! I lied again like a rug. Oh, kill me! You can take that fussy old blade for all I care. I thirst for true power, and not say the strongest swords will suffice. Warrior of Light, you have proven a worthy opponent, but I'll warn you, treasure every moment with your weapon. For as sure as day follows night, the hour will come when I claim it as mine own. Till we meet again. Alright. Well, ho, Arya. Have you seen Greg and his oversized avian companion? Lead me to them at once, and we shall deliver the coup de grace together. Already done. That has already been won. This is triumphant news indeed. Clearly the lessons you have learned from me have not been for naught. And what's this you say? The treaty blade lies hidden somewhere in the nearby wood? Worry not, my ever-loyal associate, for no very treasure will escape the keen eye of Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Now, which way was the forest again? Arya, what news of the primal and the treaty blade? Remarkable! I knew the Warrior of Light would emerge triumphant at last. Hope that Inspector Hildibrand enjoys similar success in finding the blade. Such design, such craftsmanship. At once bold and powerful, yet sensitive and refined. I believe I found the inspiration for my next masterpiece. Of course they're beautiful. They were the greatest treasures of Lost Hilda. To think that they were locked away in the vaults of those who destroyed our homeland and dragged our ancestors' names through the mud. And just how did you come to know of these long-lost relics? There were ancient scrolls passed down in our family, left to us by our dear grandmother. It spoke of 4 warriors of light, their 4 relics, and an incantation of untold power. We could have wielded this magic of legend. Ellen and I might still have the last laugh. Alas, speaking the words had no effect. Only a warrior of light can wield the power, and so the legend goes. Ah, what I wouldn't have given to see it. The ultimate achievement of the greatest mages that this realm has ever known. And just what sort of incantation is this? The ring casts open the doors of judgment. The wise man whispers a verdict true. As Amos' virtue shines down from the heavens. To complete the incantation, the warrior of light would then hold forth the treaty blade and speak, blade in hand, I swear unto you. The legends differ as to what happens next, but all speak of a great holy radiance shining down from the heaven. Over here, friends! Hildibrand, angel of inquiry, inspector extraordinary, returns with tidings most triumphant. Behold, safe in my hands, none other than the treaty blade, and the real one this time, I swear unto you. Yes, yes, just like that. I swear unto you, then. My word! Whatever is this odd tingling sensation? Ridiculous. Hildibrand isn't a warrior of light. He's just some fool who thought he could stop the lesser man with his own bare hands. But seeing the treaty blade is just as confused as the rest of us. No, the light. Someone stop it! I won't stand to see the legendary power of our forefathers wielded by this muscle-bound buffoon! Skyward ho! I dare say that proved to be a most useful incantation indeed. And so the light of justice that shone from the treaty banished the shadow, returning peace to the land. So the legend ended. I must say, I never expected it to be quite literally a beam of light. I suppose it wouldn't have been much use to us after all. Inspector! Oh, Inspector! Wait for me! Balls, Hildy! First you almost died at your poor mother's feet, now you fly off to God knows where without even giving her his goodbye? Ho ho ho! It appears that the case of Wanderlust has once again struck Hildibrand, as it has many a Manderville man before him. Godspeed, my boy. When the day comes that you tire of mystery solving, your dear old man will be here to pass on to you the family art. So in the end, the Sylvan incantation of legend was wielded by not a warrior of light, but a gentleman of light? Well, the tree blade is some 6 centuries old after all. Perhaps it's not quite as sharp as it used to be. The magic that brought peace and happiness to the people of Belladia, it was every bit as beautiful as I imagined. To think I would see it with my own eyes. It's nothing short of a dream come true. He bumbles and stumbles through yet another case, and still he manages to make a girl's dream come true. Gentleman to the end, the bloody bastard. What's this? A glint in the corner of my eye. A curious scent wafting in on the winds from a far from land. Do I smell a case? Worry not for me, my friends. For wherever the wrong you want for succor, I Hildibrand shall be there till we meet again. So we get some clothes, we get a minion, and an emote. Hildibrand will return? I'll be there for you. Something, something, something. So yeah, we got an emote. I didn't even say which emote. As it could have looked. Oh, we got most gentlemanly. Of course. How could I? Think otherwise. We got Slush Hildy. So, on that lovely note, I think that's gonna do it. Well, that is gonna do it for the Hildibrand storyline for A Realm Reborn. Which I believe makes that it for the unique trials? We're not done with trials yet, though. Because next time, we're going to delve into the realm of the extreme primals. Thankfully, because of Realm Reborn, we can do them all low man. With only, like, one other person. Cough, cough. Oh, hey! And there's the Enkidu minion that I failed to win the lot for. So, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. Bye, Enkidu! If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support. Bye, doggy! Consider supporting the channel. You can find the links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. Support helps me keep doing stuff like this and more, blah, 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 blah. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt, signing out. Bye-bye.